Hey guys, this is the message from our Instagram Live last week. I didn't know that you can't save Instagram Lives. This was news to me. And so this is our lesson from last week in case you missed it. So, in light of all the craziness that's going on in our world right now, it is really easy to get upset, right? It's really easy to worry, to fear, and maybe even just to be angry about things lost. And I don't know what that loss is for you. Maybe it's your senior track season, or maybe it is prom, or it is eighth grade baseball season. I don't know what it is, but whatever you are mourning, losing right now, I'm here to tell you that Jesus is not telling you to suck it up. And so we're going to talk about a passage of scripture that I've taught you guys on before. I think it is one of the coolest passages in scripture. But before I do that, I'm going to give you a kind of spark notes of right before it. So we're going to be talking about John chapter 11, but a little backstory. So Jesus is friends with a guy named Lazarus, and Lazarus has two sisters named Mary and Martha. So Jesus knows that Lazarus is like about to die, right? And so he does not come and heal him. And Mary and Martha experience really different reactions. Martha is like, I need logic. Like, why would you do this? And Jesus gives her that. And we're going to talk more about Mary and what she needed in this time. But what Jesus knows the whole time is that Jesus could have come early and he could have like healed Lazarus and it would have been like little miracle, woohoo. But instead, Jesus comes after Lazarus has died and literally raises him from the dead. This is a like bananas crazy story. And the reason that Jesus does this is like he is made so much greater in this other miracle. But instead of telling Mary and Martha, like, if you guys will just shut up, I'm gonna make it okay. Instead, he gives them the emotional support that they need. And so we're gonna dive into John chapter 11 right here in verse 32. So this is, Martha's already done the whole, I need logic, and Jesus says that I give you logic thing. That's already happened. You can read about it on your own time. Really cool passage of scripture. If you're more on the logic brain, if you're more on the feeler brain, come with me. So when Mary reached the place where Jesus was and saw him, she fell at his feet and said, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who had come along with her also weeping, he was deeply moved in his spirit and troubled. Where have you laid him? He asked. Come and see, Lord, they replied. Jesus wept. And the Jews said, See how he loved him. But some of them said, Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying? And then the next few verses is when Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. And so there's a lot of comfort to be found in this passage of scripture, because Jesus doesn't say, like, Mary, I'm gonna make it okay. Calm down. He doesn't say, other people are experiencing way bigger losses. I'm not going to resurrect their people. And I know that might not feel super relatable to you right now, but let's think of it like this. Like, we know that Jesus is going to make this okay. We know that this pandemic, this fear that we're living in, Jesus is going to make that okay. But that doesn't mean that we're not allowed to hurt right now. Instead of saying, suck it up, princess, Jesus says, I'm weeping with you. I'm really sad for what you've lost. And because I love you, it hurts me when I see you hurt. That's the kind of God that we have. That is the kind of Savior that we serve, is that he feels with us. I don't think a lot of people understand the empathy that Jesus had in this moment, and that is like the same today. But that's my hope for you, is that in this time where we are so confused and losing so many things, that you would remember, and that we would remember, that Jesus feels that hurt with us. And so during this time that could very easily be time wasted, time just binge watching a new show that you only even like kind of care about, you might have seen on Instagram last week the hashtag Found My Spot kind of challenge thing that I issued out last week. And so what it is this spot right here, right on this white couch when I'm at my home in Hattiesburg, is my spot. That is my read the Bible, pray, journal, do what I got to do with the Lord spot. And I try to go every morning and meet with God in that same spot, because there's something about that familiarity and that consistency that makes the place feel a little more homey, and also makes it feel a lot more part of my routine. And so that is the challenge for this week, is to do what you got to do to find your spot. And if you do, let us know and use the hashtag #FoundMySpot. Tag St. Paul OS Youth on Instagram. And we look forward to seeing what your spot is. But more than that, we look forward to seeing what kind of fruit that this time has because of the time that you spent in your spot. And so I just want to leave you with this, that Jesus feels the pain that you're in. He feels the disappointment that you feel. And even though it's going to be okay, we serve a God that says, I'm with you. And there's joy to be found in that. Thank you guys.